So I did not think I was gonna start crying, but happy tears, happy tears. Well, formally, I am Celeste Perez, Celeste Perez. I come from Staten Island, so either the forgotten borough, the hated borough, or what I like to say, the borough of unfound love and joy. Before I begin reading my essay that's brought me all the way here from Staten Island, I wanted to give a couple people some thanks in my life. First of all, my mom. She came here all the way from 2007 to give me a greater life here. She married someone who she thought was giving her the dreams of her life, and although sometimes that wasn't true, she tells me every single day that she doesn't regret a single choice she's made because of the 2 daughters that she has now. And she thanks God for everything she has in her life. To my younger sister Blanca, where sometimes, you really make me rethink some decisions in my life. I wouldn't have it any other way. From dropping you off all the way in the morning to Tottenville, and then coming home to you constantly walking around in my room doing your little parades, I thank God for you every single day. The birth of my sister was actually a miracle. She and my mother suffered hours in the hospital, not knowing if they would make it. And every single day, I thank God for his decision to let her be here. For his decision to have my mom and my sister here, because without both of them, I don't know where I would be right now. And it's the love of both of them that has supported me throughout everything. And I thank my grandmother. I have to say this part in Spanish because she has been here 14 years but speaks hi, hello, and not a single other word in English. So I apologize for this. Para mi abuelita, que es una inspiración en mi vida, que toda mi vida era como otra mamá, dándome la fuerza para estar aquí con todo el mundo y la fuerza para seguir que Dios siempre me ayuda en mi vida. But most of all, I want to thank God. Because I don't think it's any coincidence that all of us are here today. From our other honorees, Sister Kathleen Deegan, who is a C&D member of my school, to Mr. Hassan, who I find joy knowing that he takes the same inspiration of saving people from the war currently happening. Because it's not the leaders who pay the price, but it's the families who live each day not knowing if the next is their last. And of course, Dr. Marie Staten, knowing that your love for public service, public advocacy, and civil justice is a leading part in your life. And of course, to the Maloof family for having me here. The reason why I mention all those names is because they have a significant part of my life. C&D, Son with the Palestinian war, where my heart goes out to them. Dr. Marie, where I actually want to pursue a career in civil justice and civil rights for political science. And the Maloof family, the Maloof family. By accident, you went to the school where I dreamed to go to Columbia. So that was an inspiration of mine. My mom kept poking me saying, "This is why you're here." But overall, I want to thank God for leading me on the path that I have today. I suffer from a home where we suffered with domestic violence. And each day I was constantly told that you being a woman, you'll never be anything more than a mother. You'll never be anything more than just being someone that will bring life into the world. And although, yes, I dream to have a family of my own, it's hard to know that your inspirations, your dreams are worthless. I grew up with that fact, knowing that if I wanted to do anything with music, well, girls don't do that, so you shouldn't. Or with the fact of I want to start pursuing other passions with track and anything, well, girls don't really do that either, so you're not going to be any good at it. Those were the words of my father. that I would never be anything in my life. I would never achieve anything in my life. And throughout it all, in a strange way, I give thanks. I give thanks for that pain. Because if it weren't for that pain, I wouldn't be who I am today. Because although we suffer, although we cry, we thrive from the help of others. We thrive by the help of our communities and by those who surround us and help us. And I believe God has played this constant role in my life to help me, to help those around me become who they deserve to be. Because if it wasn't from the love of God, having him as a constant in my life, knowing that if there's any moment where I suffered, I could turn back to my faith, I don't know where I would be. So I thank God for that. So now let me actually begin with the essay that brought me here. On my journey from peace. In moments of profound need, we discover that the essence of peace is born from compassion and faith. Growing up in a food pantry system, I experienced firsthand what it means to rely on the kindness of others. My family visited pantries weekly, depending on donated food to survive. We missed qualifying for food assistance by mere sense, meaning our security came not from the systems, but from communities founded in service and love. Though I did not yet understand faith in a formal sense, even then, God was present in every hand that helped us, and in every reminder that we were not forgotten. As I grew older, faith became the language through which I understood my life. God revealed himself through the resilience of my mother and my grandmother, women who carried our family to the vacuum left by my abusive father. My devotion to the Virgin Mary grew from this foundation. Through her, I learned that even in silence and struggle, God is always near. And since childhood, service has been my way to translate my faith into action. At 10, I began serving with Project Hospitality, and then in middle school with My Sister's Keeper. Serving at Project Hospitality has taught me that peace begins with responsibility. I serve at Project Hospitality's women's shelter twice a month, helping immigrant families communicate with staff by providing translation. I tutor children, assist with homework, and offer support helping families adjust to schooling here in the United States. Additionally, I serve weekly at Project Hospitality's food pantry. I raise donations and distribute supplies to families. My contribution to Project Hospitality is especially meaningful because it's the same pantry that once fed my family. To me, peace isn't abstract, it's practical, relational, and deeply human. Giving back allows me to take personal and communal responsibility for building a more peaceful world, one act of service at a time. As a Staten Island lead and NYC ambassador for My Sister's Keeper, I uplift and support young girls by mentoring, facilitating, and serving conversations about confidence and resilience, creating spaces where they feel valued. Many of these girls face challenges similar to ones I once endured. By standing beside them, I practice solidarity with the most vulnerable in society by forming relationships with girls who feel isolated by their struggles, but helping them realize they're not. Through these experiences, I've learned that peace is not simply the absence of conflict. Peace cannot exist where voices are silenced or needs are ignored. My service has shown me that hunger, insecurity, and violence are interconnected realities requiring compassionate acts. God was within me when I was hungry. He was within me when I was uncertain, and even when I yet did not know his name. He is with me now, though, as I serve others, walking similar paths. Having lived firsthand what it means to be hungry, what it means to be unheard, I strive to embody the independence of peace and social justice. Peace building for me is faith lived out, love returned, and hope passed forward so no one feels alone. And peace to me will always be the love of everyone in my heart. So thank you for having me here today.